Hello and welcome to the first book review I've done in a while. And yes, it is a children's book. The last book review I did was on Metro 2034, which if you remember is a grim post-apocalyptic novel which included many darker scenes and a very grim universe. And now I'm reviewing a children's story. Next week I promise I'll be reviewing a more mature and well-known novel that you might have heard of. But for now, I'm going to give you a very short review on something that I was initially very interested in. If you enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get straight into the review. If I was to talk about the story and the characters and what kind of book you'd be in for, I might as well just read the book itself, because by the time I've finished talking about it, you would have read it. So instead, I'm going to be talking about why I am reviewing this book and who I recommend it to. Growing up, one of my favorite movies was The Iron Giant. Those of you familiar with it understand that it has a fantastic art style, amusing characters, a gripping plot, and an impactful ending. It is a movie that may appear so unassuming, but like most animated movies at that time, it had more quality in its first 20 minutes than most movies showing in theaters today. I learned recently that the movie was based on a book called The Iron Man. You can guess why they renamed it to The Iron Giant for the movie release. It is a story about a giant robot, his misadventures, and how he saved the world. The movie took a lot of the story and adapted it into something that appealed to a more general audience. When reading this book, I found that there were many scenes that I could understand that the movie took as inspiration, which I suppose is all that I could have really hoped for. That and perhaps the book being a lot longer. As for writing style, its writing style is as you would expect of a children's story. It does use a lot of poetry techniques here and there, but more than anything else, it's just simple. If you have 30 minutes, you can breeze through it comfortably, or if you're in a rush, you can finish it with your morning coffee. And yeah, we're already into my final thoughts. First of all, if you haven't seen The Iron Giant or read The Iron Man, I recommend you go watch The Iron Giant. It is better. But if you have watched The Iron Giant and feel like becoming that kind of person that says, hey, I read the book that this movie was based on and it was okay, well then give The Iron Man by Ted Hughes a glance. A glance being just enough time to finish reading the book twice. If I sound disappointed by the length of this book, it's because I am. Before this book ended up in my hands, I believed it would be a novel-length story, one that had a more mature target audience and a lot more gripping writing, something like that. But I was disappointed. I should have really done my research on it. Still, if you are a reader with kids, this is a book that you can read them. Anyway, that's just how the cookie crumbles. I hope you did enjoy this short, disappointing, and rather informal review of The Iron Man by Ted Hughes. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If this was the first book review of mine that you have seen, then I recommend checking out one of my other book reviews, because I do a lot more in-depth analysis and I talk about a lot more mature things, a lot more philosophical things, a lot more writer-oriented things when it comes to my other reviews. This is just a once-off. I promise my book reviews will be better from here on out. With that said, I will see you in the next one. Good day, good night, and happy reading.